everyone, this is Aayushi Verma. I am co-founder of First Contact. I will be telling you today about an LGBTQ, actually the LGBTQ world called First Contact, which has three parts. We have Metaverse, website, and app. But before going into all of that, I would actually want to pull up a little slide for you guys and show you why do we even have that in the first place. Um, is that okay if I pull that up? All right. So why exactly do we even need a LGBTQ world? So we live in a society where people have a certain idea where there are two genders and there's only one sexuality. And that sort of reality is called cis heteronormativity. Why, putting that heavy word aside, what does that mean is our society, culture, economy, everything in terms of our expressions, in terms of our experiences, in terms of our understanding, is putting everything on the platter for the cishet people. Cisgender person is someone who identify with the gender that they were ascribed at birth, and uh, trans person would be someone who were actually assigned a wrong gender at birth. So cis person as well as a person who is also straight, that is the default taking. A person is cishet person unless proven otherwise. Now, to be a man or a woman is to actually have conversation, be understanding what is it to be of a certain gender, how to react, behave, or just act around in terms of your gender with other people. But for a queer person, that is not the case. It's the reality that we live in is actually like this very complicated table, one that I love the most out of all, is actually pointing out that gender is just not two. Gender is a spectrum. And beyond man and woman, beyond cis man and woman, there is a whole umbrella of other, this non-binary umbrella within which there's agender, bigender, there are other forms of gender. It's like counting the dots on a line. And similarly, there are trans man and trans women who are within the man and woman category. Now, this is the reality for a trans person, for a queer person in general. We never get a place for this. There's no normal space for people to actually have the conversation. There's always that fear of, you could be just too queer for someone out there. There's always that filtering. Oh, am I just losing some of it? Am I making a trade-off here? Am I actually safe here in the very first place? That sort of reality where not only the queer folks do not get anything on the platter like cishet people, but also for every aspect of the identity, there is a discovery, there's a conscious effort, there's a lot of time struggles that one needs to make. So that is the reason why we actually have the LGBTQ world. And I will come down to what do I mean by LGBTQ world. So what is it? We, as I started with, there are three aspects. There's the metaverse itself, and it's accessible metaverse. It's not the metaverse of the meta kind where we are talking about AR, VR, because that's a technology that is a little far away in terms of mass adaptability, like how much of the masses are going to be able to adopt immediately. What the metaverse that we are talking about is 2D metaverse, which anyone can join from their phone or laptop. And we'll just come to why exactly this is there. But website and app is to support this world that we have here. What happens in this world is, before going, and so that you have a better clarity of what exactly am I talking about, I'm going to show you a little video, which is going to be playing after this, and then we'll come back to what, why, how, what is going on here.
Have you wondered where are queer folks going to connect with others more meaningfully? Well, to FC. While FC is an online platform, it works differently. People do join this LGBTQ metaverse from their laptop or phone, but as little avatars. You can only hear the person close to you. So there are different conversations, even activities going on at the same time. People talk, karaoke, play games, do even offline fitness challenges, and much more. Because everyone has a profile on FC's website. So people search each other and make plan to do things together in groups or in chats on the website or the app to maybe even meet offline. We connect with each other personally and professionally and end up widening our network without even trying to. Also, FC is not a dating website, but you can see who's open to dating and maybe let that friendship turn to something more naturally. I mean, people say we met at the rooftop cafe. Everything aside, the best part is every single person goes through a screening process before they become an FC member to keep the space safe for everyone. And then the platform is designed to always keep you safe. Our members can vouch for it. Thing is, more and more people are joining every day. Question is, would you rather be late to the party?
So that was the video for you to get a little idea of what I'm talking about. We will have a demo area. I am going to drop the link for it if you want to check out as we're talking about it. So I'm going to drop that in the chat here. Uh, and what that video was just telling you was a gist of the world that we have. So this is a place where people from the community and outside can come in. So you don't necessarily have to be a person from the community. You could be an ally coming to the space. However, every single person has to go through a verification process. That verification process is just give me a second for me to drop the link. And yeah, so there's the link. Now, so verification process is to keep the space safe for everyone. So unfortunately, there's a lot of homophobia still to weed out, and that has the whole verification process allows us to weed out all of that. But the safety does not stop here. Our number one priority is the safety that is there for the members. How people feel safe enough, and that's been one of the things. So when people start out, obviously some people are out of the closet, other people are not. We all over India, there are metropolitan cities. Cities like Bombay, Delhi have still better chances of having, especially with organizations like KV's, Bombay, Gazy, all of these coming up. It's a little more easier for people from the community to meet each other. But that's also one off, and that's also for certain sector of the whole community. Rest of the year, all throughout the year, it is very difficult for a person to actually go to an offline space. Could be for multiple reasons. Geographically, not possible. If I am living off, say, I'm personally myself from Punjab, uh, there are not a lot of events that are happening there. Even though people are out and proud, these spaces are not necessarily safe, or it does not seem safe for a person who is first out and going out and trying to access those places. And even if that is there, it might just be too much of a pressure on a person to just access offline spaces. And that's why at the end of the day, even though we are more than 10% of the population, folks are more than 10% of the population within India itself, there's not enough number of people out. That's the second part. If you're not out, you will be more worried about actually going out there. Now, on the other hand, Google Meet and Zoom and everything, all of these are great and have great system of breakout rooms and stuff, but that doesn't do the purpose, because in a conversation or call like this, one person is talking, probably 10 or 20 people are there. But after that point, it's not it's more of one person speaking or few people speaking, and the rest of the people listening to just the conversations that the first bunch of people are doing. Now, with all of this there, it's just we are lacking somewhere, and that's why we're using metaverse as a way for us to actually have in-person interaction. allowing people to join in from anywhere they feel like. Now, the fact that anywhere they feel like means any place a person feels safe to join in from. So that is what FC has been doing. And it's not just a place for people to meet each other. You come here, you can randomly come here and you'll find bunch of other people who are there at any given point of time. So doing different things throughout the day. Morning hours till evening is a time where a lot of people are studying, or working, and taking breaks, doing pomodoros where people are working, people are talking to each other during the breaks, getting to know, meeting people from so many different sectors, and actually getting to widen their network throughout. After that, there are FC evenings that we have every week, depending on what people are looking to actually spend their, how are they looking to spend their time. So depending on that, there are things like people discussing news with each other. There are financial Fridays where everyone's having discussion to actually move towards financial freedom. So multiple things happen throughout the day. The idea is not just to meet people from the community, but also have the queer identity become like a, or a queer space become a strengthening space for yourself where you are actually meeting your tribe for personal as well as professional journey. And that journey is throughout. Like it's so the idea of the space is that you could be here for any given bunch of things throughout. You could be there to mentor someone, you could be there to be a mentee to someone, or you could just have a place where you are chilling. So being productive also as well as having fun. So go karting, playing games. There are all sort of things that people do. And while people are just doing and minding their own business, what has happened throughout is that we have seen people who have joined in where they were very conscious about even turning their audio video on to reach a point where they are okay with their photo put on our website saying that, hey, this is a place that I have joined and you should do. So uh, that's about the LGBTQ world that we have here. Website and app is to support this interaction, this in-person sort of interaction, to get people to have actually reach out to each other, connect with each other on the basis of their common interests. So there are groups, people can join in the existing ones or can create their own groups, can chat with other members. After finding other members on the FC members page, for example, where people have put in their details, personal as well as professional, from their gender, pronouns, location, language, industry that they are in, what sort of profile they are in. And once you know that, okay, I say I want to connect with someone who is in the law, is in the legal sector, I can just go there, search someone from the legal sector, and people are obviously, because of a shared experience, also in general, people are also more willing to connect with each other. So that sort of thing is uh, happening here, app providing the same option. We are also launching the resources this month itself, where people will be able to find out resources which has been vetted personally by other people. Resources, because there's just too much out there. So which one actually to go for? Those set of resources are also there. And we come to a point where I mentioned to you what exactly is the vision we are working with. We want to build a world where people are understanding gender and sexual diversity so practically that it is at the end of the day so well recognized that no one has to come out or struggle for their existence. That would be very like the initial from my side. I would love to take in pointers or questions from your side and take it forward from there in that manner. So I have been asked how to actually register for the whole experience for LGBTQ world. So I'm gonna share my screen, stop sharing this one and share a different screen with you all. Uh, so the website www.firstcontact.lgbt, as you could see on the screen, once we open that up, there is options. So right now it's signed in. I'm just gonna show you uh, how the sign up looks like. So as I was mentioning, that verification is safety is number one thing, and for that verification is very important part of the whole process. So fill in the form. I mean, not very lengthy, but to give a thought to your answers. So this is a sign up form, and the form goes with a bunch of questions. And once you do that, it takes 1 or 2 days for us to verify from our end. And then after that, you are able to sign in. So I will sign in right now and show you how the sign in looks like. So now the website uh, has all the things. So here is come to FC and go to groups. Groups is on the platform itself. I am going to click on come to FC, but I will not go there because that is a limited space for the verified members only. But you see that there is the link and the password to join from here. And then these are the groups again. So there's only the limited aspect that I can show you because the whole space is restricted and uh, can only be accessed by the verified members. So these are, for example, different groups: general chit chat, art and artists, people studying together, talking about movies. So these are the things that you can see. Then there are this members chat and then also forum. And for someone who has no idea of in terms of want to really experience probably short term, then they can actually go to the upcoming events and find out what's there. So this is how one can go about actually accessing the Metaverse website, and the app also is downloadable from the website itself. Can this be accessed worldwide? Yes, it can be accessed worldwide. It is not only for people in India. However, there are current limitations for people outside India. Um, and our focus in general, mostly for the current period, has been India in terms of that we're reaching out to our audience is reaching out to that. Is this only for networking or meeting each other, or does it have any competitions? So it's more of a networking place. It's more networking sounds very professional at the moment. So it guess that happens, professional level of networking happens. It is also more very chill. So there's whole like a co-working space, and then there's the whole queer house, which is like more fun zone where people are meeting each other and just chilling. There are times when you just want to have like people around and you want to stay in silence, probably you are doing your own work. So for example, when we do Pomodoro, which is a serious business, what we do is we turn our we keep our cameras off on, and we turn our mic off, and that kind of just builds up the seriousness of each other, that the other people are working, let me also do that. uh, for someone who does not know what I'm talking about, Pomodoro is just like a productive technique that has just gotten famous around now in FC, where you work, say, for like 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, or 15 minutes or 10 minutes break, that sort of a thing. There are different things that keeps on happening. So go-karting tournament is, for example, is a competition that is happening. So that when we're having games, it is everyone gets very competitive, but these are more like of obviously like a fun place for you to just chill with other people and chill, relax, probably unwind after your work or study hours. If startups want to join or association founders, can they collaborate or partner? Yes, definitely. So we have been working with other organizations uh, who actually have we have been partnering with local organization. Our presence is online. We believe the safest way is that people meet on their own terms, anywhere, anytime. Like the people decide the time and the place, and that would be the best way people can stay safe. Other than that, beyond that, obviously there are organizations who do a bunch of events throughout the year, and then they are obviously making sure that everyone is safe. Or I mean, that's how everyone goes about. So we partner up with different organizations throughout India, from different states, different cities, and open up the space. So the idea is that if you become friends with people, and it's easier because everyone comes here with their chosen name and pronouns. Um, and you know it's like a safe space, so it is easier for people to make friends in FC, and that's just happened too much. You know, a lot of people have been meeting, and once you become friends, then people go off to meet each other also in probably these events by other organizations. These other organizations who are, for example, Coenilium, or uh, in Delhi, there are other organizations that actually are organizing potlucks or speed friendship, all of those things. So that becomes the space for people to go and meet offline. However, this right now here becomes like a place where that continuous interaction can keep on happening uh, with between the organizations as well as the people. Um, how will the advertising work? So there is right now we are not into advertising at all, and we do not have plan of advertising in the very near future. Uh, Probably something down the line. I mean, I'm not saying absolute no, but it's not there right now, and not in the roadmap, not on the roadmap as of yet. Is this only web based, or can we log in through an app? It is web. It is both. I mean, it's not only web based. You can actually download the app as well and uh, access on the app whatever way works convenient. We have noticed that actually web-based works very conveniently for people for because you could just click on that link I was showing on the website, www.firstcontact.lgbt. So come to FC, when you click on that, it brings you to a link and then you put in the password. So that's how it's been the easiest. But yes, you can download the app as well. From the same very, when you click on that, it will give you option that if you want to download the app. So these are questions. Yes. Do we have any rewards like Bitcoin? Does it have crypto? So this is where I was mentioning something in the initial portion of it, that FC is a metaverse. However, it's not the blockchain oriented or the one that we know. Otherwise, initially comes to our mind because Meta, Facebook, made it more visible in our eyes because of like putting it on Instagram everywhere. Like obviously they have the resources to promote it, which is AR VR based. We are not actually AR VR based, and we're not Bitcoin based. There is a reward system that is soon going to be coming up, but that is not going to be crypto based because that's a completely different technology that is operational. The one in the with compared to one we are working with, because our idea is at the end of the day we want to make this space more accessible and available to everyone, including a person from say Mumbai to someone who is in a village, in a very remote village in some part of India. So that is how we go about it. Have you done any collaborations? Can you name some of them? So we have done collaborations for LGBTQ Fest, wherein we did region-wise uh, collaborations with other LGBTQ organizations to open the space and the gateway to larger population within India to meet other people, meet their tribe, find their chosen family, have a space where they can be, people can be who they are without question, and ask and answer questions and just be around people in a safe space. That has mostly been from the LGBTQ fest in the East, South, all of these versions, like the region versions. And then we also partnered with other sustainable development goals company for Will You Be Our Ally campaign, wherein we work with other companies who are not necessarily from LGBTQ, actually from very different fields, recycle, invisible illness, all of these. So it covered recycling, sustainability in general, sustainable consumption, other things such as mental health, then disability, all of those things. The idea was to bring all of everyone together and put the word out to more people that hey, let's make more, let's make a better world. Um, can exhibitions like virtual have been done on the platform? Yes. So I'll give you a little more detail about the LGBTQ fest that we did. The LGBTQ fest had three different portions within itself. There were regional meets. The idea with the regional meets was that we took at least one. For example, there would be one organization from Goa, from Tamil Nadu, from Telangana, all these different places. Some organizations, at least one will be there, and people from that region can meet each other as well as the organizations that are locally operational in there. So that was the regional meetup aspect. Coming to the exhibition that you're asking about, well, we had uh, this whole stall setup. All of that region meet itself was also happening in this stall setup, so that every organization and every business that were part of the fest actually set their stall up in the space wherein they were displaying their how it would happen offline actually happened online in the virtual world. So they were displaying their products or services or the work that they have done, and people could go around and check each other's stalls, which is what people were doing. And just to add a little about, since I said that I'll tell you about what's happening. So the third part was the open mic, where performers, drag artists, drag kings, queens, dancers, different people came and actually performed and some of them performed live, the other of them actually showed their performances and actually talked about it before and after it. So movie screening and conferences, all of it, yes. So these are something that are offline that keeps on happening. Movie screening is something that happens a lot more with people doing that with other people. So there are folks who say, for example, want to watch something, watch some show. Uh, so they'll just put it out on the FC's website that, hey, I want to watch, I'm watching this, anyone up for watching this? And then they can just come to FC and then people screen themselves and then watch it. That happens more on the people front. Conference, we have more of these events. So FC one part is 24/7 open space for you to do a bunch of things. Then there's FC that is open. Within the FC, there are times when we have very formal events. Conferences are actually one of that, wherein we invite. So we have had panel discussions on topic covering for trans health to horizontal reservation to different aspects that actually comes from the community. So there's a lot of learning that happens within the community from each other. And when more of the questions and the problems start coming up from the community in terms of not knowing how to actually go about it, so that becomes source of different things, different events that we conduct, calling the experts to actually impart knowledge on those topics. So that does happen. And then there are very fun events that are flagship mostly in terms of events have been FC meets, where people get a chance to meet other people and we start off with icebreakers and stuff. So it's easy for people to actually meet other people and with the help of the the team that is working during the event. All right, so if suppose I want to attend any of these events, do I have to register to the website or what other social links I can keep updated on? So everything that is happening in FC is definitely put on our Instagram. That's where we are the most active. So you can follow us on Instagram, uh, or you can follow us on LinkedIn. Those are in terms of social media. On our website, you can stay most updated at any given day. You can keep the tab of the events that are happening on the events. When I was showing, I can quickly show that again. So here, for example, are the upcoming events in the events and calendar. So when you go, right now they are not listed, but events are coming up. So stay tuned here. And Google Calendar is where all the things are there. So event list will give you the formal list of events for which you need to register. Google Calendar will give you list of formal and informal events or evenings that are happening. So you can do that. And on staying updated, there's another way, and that is probably the best because we use our phones the most, is that you download the app. So if you can't find it anywhere else, it is here on the homepage itself. You download the app, and on the event, you'll always find what is happening in it. And you can we also send out mobile announcements. Just grabbing water. Okay. Can you show us like some of the mini games you have done for like a demo? So, okay, I will open a demo link that I'd shared earlier and show you that space. So, I'm just opening it and sharing my screen. So this is the demo area. Obviously, I can't take you to the other one because other one is restricted. So here, you see, it's the little avatar that I'm moving with. There is this person sitting on that table, which I'm not able to connect with. I'll be able to connect with them only when I go to them. So now you see that there's a box. I will be able to talk to them. Yeah. So they just move the side and I can say hello. If I go out from here, their box is not visible anymore. So that basically allows us to have like we are able to how in the real life we are able to hear the person only when we are close to them. That's what happens here as well. If I can request you to come outside, uh, okay, so now if you see that was the private space, so anywhere in the space one could hear that. Now when I'm going away from this person, their box is actually lighting up for me. So again, the same thing, like if I am talking to someone and also walking away from them, we'll be able to hear lesser and lesser of it. So that basically what happens. Now, this is the demo area, as I said. So I can follow the people, I can locate them on the map, and this is basically like a game, like an environment where we can. There are no games in this demo area, but there are a bunch of games that we have in the FC space itself, which is games like Ludo, like the games that we usually play, Scribble, all of those games. Uh, so yeah, that was a little demo of how that works. So people need to be members to be able to join that. Only those people can access the space. And in that given space itself, there's option also like to whisper to the other person or probably just find out what's happening there. So on the right side, you see there's the name of the people. you can also chat with other people. So to the whole people in the room or nearby, or to specifically, so say I want to send a message to A, and if they were probably in the co-working space, so I'll not directly go to them. I will send them a message and be like, hey, can you talk? And when they are free, then they can reply to that. So yeah, so now they have replied to me, so I can actually go and actually chat with them. And then in another, so there are a lot of times what happens is that when people are coming, people sort of it's very normal to get socially anxious also, that there are a lot of people and everyone is actually willing to talk, but you can be also someone who is taking your time and just not talking initially. So how right now for me, it's the mic and camera is off and I don't want to talk. So what I can do is just put in this in my status that they texting me for now. That means that other people will not push you to turn your mic or camera on, and you can actually go around the room, check out the space, and get really used to it. And once you are used to it, then and you feel like opening up little by little, just as much as you want, then you can do that. So you could start off with just turning your audio on, or so. Then then there are other things such as watering plants, taking care of pet, running your dog around. That is also part of this. Is there anything that I could show more in the demo to let me know? So also A, you could just see right now A was there and they have disappeared because they were on the spotlight. So that was like sort of they were them being on the mic. Person on the mic is obviously uh, everyone can hear them. So yeah, that is how you come around. You just have the best way to actually access this world is give yourself a little time. We have actually set up alone time spaces as well for people if you're feeling anxious. You can just go and sit there and everyone will know that you're taking a breather from socializing too much. Uh, but to give a little idea of how this place works, because you spend time. So if you're there, other people know that they can actually contact you, talk to you. Uh, so this is not a place where you come and go right away. It is a place where you come, you spend time, you find out what are the things. It can be just another tab that is open, and when you want to take a break, you can come and you can actually explore. Then again, when you are probably doing something, and then you can again just so then you're spending more time, you actually get to see different things. How, for example, in socials, it's work during the day and in the night, it's like a different vibe altogether. That's what happens in FC as well. It's a the whole vibe changes throughout the day, and when you're spending time there, then there's definitely someone who is gonna come to you depending on your level of comfort, they will interact with you accordingly. So, for example, right now I had just shown that there's text only. In that case, someone will come and say like, "Hey, hi, how are you doing?" If you turn your audio on, anyone will be able to talk to you over the audio. And if you have video on, that actually is icing on the top. So, what happens is initially it might take a little time for you to probably open up to people, but playing games, doing things, just chit chatting, or just being there around actually opens the gateway for people to spend. So people who have actually realized the value of FC the most are the people who have given them like 2 3 days of time to understand, okay, what are the things that we can do. And once you know that these are the things you can do, you realize that it's not easy making friends as adults, right? The environments are not natural. However, for people when they're coming to FC in the very first 2 days, or even the very first day, you might be talking to 10 people. Obviously, you don't have to talk to as many, but you always have the option of meeting that many people and actually having contact with that many. And and then you can come back again as and when it works out for you. So for example, you have a meeting, you could go to do not disturb, and if someone wants to talk to you, they will drop a message and be like, hey, can we talk? So your presence there actually help you find a network that you can rely on, because now we have seen that people have gone to each other's house throughout India, stayed for such an amount of time, and actually have really that deep network. Uh, and meeting people has been also in such a way that people have met other people, but not even meeting for the first time doesn't seem like that. People are meeting for the first time. So it's a world of its own that you have to experience to know what it is. All right, so I told a bunch of things about you that you can experience in FC. First contact, the website to log in and sign up mainly is www.firstcontact.lgbt. You can follow us on Instagram at firstcontact.lgbt, and the same handle is valid for LinkedIn as well. So I am excited to see you there. Today or later, we are definitely seeing you there. That's all from my side. See you around. Bye.